All right. Today, day 13 of the 90-day challenge, 99 problems, but this ain't one. Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to continue on with what we were discussing yesterday in day 12, which is about copywriting. Um, putting using copywriting as a format to actually bring better writing, introduce better writing to your blog, to your email, and to your sales letters. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a few. I'm gonna give you a few items here, but there's one main focus. So you gotta stay around to about towards the end of this post here, towards the end of this um, to this little episode. Okay. So when it comes down to your copywriting, here's something. Here's an interesting thing that happened to me today. I was looking around on the internet, just playing around, looking for blogs and looking for information. I'm one of the people that just sits around and watches YouTube for a while, gets on Facebook, and then go read some blogs. I have the time to do that. I'm actually looking for some good content, some good people to connect with. Dad's been a connector for so long. In far as networking, that it's just part of me. Even if I'm at the house, I'm still trying to look for somebody to talk to. But it's just part of who I am. I'm that outgoing type person. You may not be that outgoing type person, and that's all the more relevant being able to write this good copy and use the internet as a form of marketing for your business, whether that's network marketing or your brick and mortar, using this as a way to bring people in without actually having to see them face to face, maybe a little bit more nervous, but you can be more outgoing and more direct in your writing. Again, we talked about storytelling yesterday, how important it is to tell your story in your copywriting. I want to make sure that was very, very evident. The importance of that is very evident. I was looking at a website today, and this lady, her name is Amy. I can't think of her last name right now, but she goes to talking about her story. Basically going through the fact that she's been through a lot of things in her life. She was she she was very depressed. Even though she was slim when she was younger, she got into college and she gained more weight than she really wanted to gain. And then after gaining the weight, she's still thinking about suicide. She calls a friend, telling him how he wants to be going through he wants to commit suicide. A very good ex-boyfriend, actually, what it was. Um, the ex-boyfriend convinced her to call one of those 900 lines for suicide, and the people with the 900 number did a great job apparently, because they got her through the night. They got her to go to bed. The next morning she gets up and goes checks herself into the hospital. Now in the hospital she starts learning some different skills. She decides she wants to make a change in her life. And when she leaves the hospital, she starts learning about herself. She starts improving herself. She starts beginning to learn about what she could do, the power that was within her. So she starts reading books and changing her self-talk, and she starts selling herself on herself. And as she starts selling herself on herself, she starts beginning to understand that she enjoys becoming better, and she enjoys improving her health. She enjoys improving her personal development. She enjoys improving her self-esteem. It changes her life. So she creates this blog to start talking about that. And in the opening part of this blog, in the about section of her blog, she tells this story. Now, this story is engaging to me. I don't know how it felt to you to tell you about that, but the fact of the matter is, she went through this whole story, letting whoever reads this know that she's been through some things, but there's a better way. There's a way, and there's a nice side on the other side of the struggle, on the other side of the pain. There's a better way. And she wrote a little ebook about it. I downloaded the ebook. Of course, in writing in that ebook, in order for me to download that ebook, I had to give what? And put in some contact information. Okay, but I want to take some things from the story, just as I was just speaking to you now. I'm not using any extra words. This is how I normally speak to you. So you want to write your copy, write your emails, write your sales letter in the normal way you speak. Don't try to change it and try to sound more uh, correct, I guess you want to say, more like an English teacher or whatnot. If you don't speak that way, don't speak that way. Again, gave you the example of Robert Kiyosaki yesterday. You don't have to necessarily focus on the grammar again, as I said. You in your writing, think about this. When you start looking at other websites or posts that are popular or ones that you like to listen to or to read, look at what's going on in it. And I want you to look at it from an aesthetic or something that's pleasing to the eye, is what I'm saying, viewpoint, perspective. Look at it that way. What is it about this website that draws you to it? Okay, what makes you read that whole article? Again, you gotta do that certain self-analysis and figure out those things. But again, you're gonna notice that people usually talk in the normal way, whatever the conversational tone is, what you're gonna get from it. You're gonna see that they're not necessarily the best grammatically. You're gonna find out that they usually have a lot of white space. Basically, there's little gaps and there's little short sentences that keep you going to the next one, the next one, the next one. And for the most part, they're giving you how they feel. And you start attaching and start latching on to someone that has the same interests, someone you like, and you feel like because of what they're saying in the story, you feel like you know them, beginning to know them. And when you give them good product, you give them good value, they start trusting you. So know, like, and trust. And that's the point where they will start doing this one last thing. It's the key to all this writing, the key to all this writing, and because you came stated to the end, here it is. The focus of all your copywriting is this: the call to action. CTA. The call to action is the key to the focus of all your copywriting. You want to give somebody a command. And here's some call to action examples. Click here. Subscribe now. Buy now. These type of statements are what going to make your buyer or make the reader start doing something. They're gonna again, as I said, it's call to action. When you tell somebody to do something, you're calling them to action. When you tell them to buy, you're calling them to action. When you tell them to follow you, you're giving a call to action. These are called CTAs. Okay. Now they come in many forms, but these are the very basic ones. They're the basis. Excuse me, not the basis, but they are the reason for the copy. They're the reason for the email. They're the reason for the sales letter. They put everything together. You did all this talking. You got them hype. You got them introduction. You got the hook in them. You got them reading the story. You rated some good value to them through your bullet points and explanations of whatever the topic is. And in the end, you said something to pull them in and to keep them coming back or to buy what you have. You said, click here. If you go to my website, drlandofortune.com, you'll find a few different call to actions on there, call to action examples on there. Whether that's in the banners on the side or through my posts, you'll see things such as says, join here or join us now or click here. And I have a hyperlink for those. Those are examples of the call to action. Now, of course, point is, give good value so they keep coming to your website, and then you need to capture their information through some type of call to action, or have them buy something from your call to action. That's the point of good copywriting, is to move someone towards doing something you want them to do. All right, that's the end of today's little lesson. Hope it helps you. And I'll let you know, my name is D. Orlando Fortune. Just playing. The Orlando Fortune telling you keep it as simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and do, re, mi. I'm out.
Because confidence is all you really need to live your life in style. So just do what you gotta do.